Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into a topic, hunting, that it really polarizes people, doesn't it?
It really does. And often based on, let's say, incomplete information.
Exactly. If you didn't grow up around it, all the rules, the licenses, the culture, it can seem pretty overwhelming, confusing even.
Sure.
But the sources we looked at argue something different. They say if you actually dig into why people hunt today, the reasons are surprisingly modern. Things like personal health, sustainability,
Well,
and huge conservation funding, which most people don't realize. That's really the mission for you today, to understand the mechanics behind it all.
right.
We're not just listing benefits. We're trying to distill why hunting is often described by experts and hunters themselves as the sort of gateway to, well, they say, a brighter, more sustainable future, covering everything from, what's in your freezer to how wildlife management actually gets paid for.
Yeah, and we have to address the immediate reaction some people have, the perception, maybe for those less familiar, that it's just, quote, mindless killing of animals. That perception is definitely out there.
But the sources push back hard on that.
Mm-hmm.
They argue that for the millions of Americans who actually do it, it's almost the opposite. It's presented as a serious commitment, improving their own lives by contributing to the environment they use.
It's framed as this complete circle, really. The personal benefits, like health, are directly linked in the sources to this civic responsibility for conservation.
Okay, so let's unpack that. We've kind of grouped the arguments from the sources into 5 main areas that explain this connection.
Sounds good. And we'll start with maybe the most tangible one for many people, especially newcomers, the food itself. Putting clean, ethically sourced food on the table.
Right.
The nutritional angle.
Yeah. You hear the term organic food everywhere now. It's a huge deal for consumers.
Massive.
And while organic usually just means, no chemical fertilizers or pesticides, wild game is positioned as something more fundamental, like the original clean food.
Well, that's where the comparison gets interesting, beyond just the buzzword.
Yeah.
Let's actually compare it. Think about typical commercial meat. Livestock often finished on corn or soy, right? And frequently given antibiotics as a preventative measure, just because of the crowded conditions.
Yeah, standard practice in many places.
Wild animals, though, they're living free, eating a diverse, natural diet, whatever the ecosystem provides, and they're constantly moving. This leads to meat that's incredibly lean.
The sources had some numbers on that, didn't they? Like venison versus beef.
They did, often highlighting things like, say, 50% less fat in venison compared to similar cuts of beef. But it's not just less fat, it's the type of fat.
Ah, right, the omega-3s.
Exactly. Wild game generally has a much better ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids, healthier fats, and sometimes higher levels of CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, which research links to various